Welcome to another episode of the Barron Report. Of course, this is the show that talks about all things innovation in the restaurant and hospitality business, and today we're going to be breaking down the news. Our lead line is going to be talking about the James Beard Foundation Awards and primarily the semifinalist list that was recently released. One thing that you'll notice with James Beard, they've been doing this for a very long time, and in most cases, they have some pretty amazing concepts, chefs, and really kind of the overview of the industry. This, I think, is the list that most chefs and most restaurants try to get on. What I did, though, this year was I looked out at what they did in terms of the semifinalists, and I picked my ones to watch. Now, this is based on some analysis that I do here at Foodable through Foodable Labs, so it's through our top 25 restaurants that we rank, but also through the fact that I've been in many of these restaurants and had a chance to talk to many of these chefs. So I kind of understand a little bit more about what their opportunity is in terms of winning or being on the final list for the finalist of the James Beard Foundation Awards. First up is going to be the best new restaurants and the ones to watch. So first of all, if you want to see the entire ones to watch list, make sure and check out the blog. There's a lot more of them that I've selected. I'm just going to go through a few. But the first one is Angler out of San Francisco. And of course, Angler is, they've been open since the fall of 2018. They are right there on the Embarcadero. And kind of an interesting concept. I think one that when you look at Angler and what their style is, they've got a real shot at going this way. It's kind of an American restaurant. It is a 3-star, and it's also just around the corner from Saison, which is kind of unique because it was really kind of the first connection for this particular restaurant group. But I think they've got a chance at potentially getting in on the best new restaurant. Another one is Bavel out of Los Angeles. Now, this one is really near and dear to my heart, mainly because I know Ori and Genevieve, and they have done a lot. And when they opened Bestia, which I think was really kind of one of the key icons of Los Angeles dining in the downtown district, which was really being refurbished at the time, Bestia was really one that stood out and became such an amazing restaurant. And the fact that Ori and Genevieve are back at it with this Bavel location, I think this is going to be a very good sign for them. Potentially, again, this could be the best new restaurant on the ones to watch list. There are several more that we're going to go through, but the last one I'm going to talk about here on the show today is Canard, and this is in Portland, Oregon. And again, this is another chef that I love. I think he is possibly one of the top 5 chefs in the United States. Possibly top 20 in the world. This guy, Gabriel Rucker, is absolutely brilliant, and I think what he's done, when you look at kind of his icon restaurant, which is Le Pigeon, not Le Pigeon, it is one of the best restaurants in the country, and I think he's really going after it with Canard and really starting to spread his wings a bit, no pun, but really trying to do some new things. And I think that's going to be needed in the Portland market, mainly because the competition in Portland, when Gabriel started Le Pigeon, the competition wasn't that brisk and there wasn't a lot of really great restaurants. Now there are. It's becoming a dining scene to watch. And it's really been been on the map for quite some time. But I think this particular kind of move that he's making with Canard is going to be a great one. Let's roll on to Outstanding Chef. Now, Outstanding Chef is another category in the James Beard Awards. And this one, I think, is kind of the coveted, even though Best New Restaurant is really an awesome award. The Outstanding Chef, to me, it's the personal award, and it is the one that I think identifies really kind of the best culinarians in the U.S. Renee Erickson, you will know her out of Seattle. She is kind of the seafood queen. This lady has done a ton for the Seattle dining scene, and her restaurants, especially the Walrus and the Carpenter, really kind of stands out as the most famous restaurant in Seattle when it comes to when it comes to seafood, which she's done just an absolutely off the charts performance there. What is interesting about Renee is the acquisition of 9 more concepts, and this is both, I think, a good thing and a bad thing maybe for Renee Erickson, mainly because of the concepts themselves. There are a lot of variety in these concepts and not necessarily tuned in with what Renee Erickson has been about in the past. But I do see some potential for her being in the top 2 or 3 selections for Outstanding Chef. Now here's a selection that was in the semifinalists that probably is not going to be one that you've heard of, and this is kind of my dark horse, and this is Colby Garrett's. Now Colby Garrett's is out of Blue Stem in Kansas City, Missouri. Colby, I had a chance to dine at his restaurant in Kansas City one time, and it's kind of a very interesting approach to what he's doing on his menu, but what's more important is the tie-in that he has into Kansas City, and I think what he's trying to do there as a chef. And that's what I think a lot of the James Beard judges are going to be looking at, is the impact chefs have on their local communities. Because really, when you look at it, some of these chefs are really only known in the regional or local areas. So they kind of have to look at what kind of impact that particular chef is having there. And when you look at what Colby Garrett has done in really just in the dining scene for Kansas City, which was an absolute wasteland for really great restaurants. And I think he's kind of put Kansas City on the map to potentially become a dining center that we could see a lot more growth in. And then, of course, you know, not necessarily last, but definitely one that I would say not least is Gabriel Rucker. Of course, again, he is up for Outstanding Chef because of Le Pigeon there in Portland, Oregon. And of course, I think this is the year for him. You know, Gabriel has been at it for quite a while, and he is one that I think many of the peers in the industry look to him as one of the leaders in terms of creativity and what he's doing in his restaurants. And I think Gabriel might have a good shot at it. And then last on my list of ones to watch is Mark Vitri, which is Vitri Cucina out of Philadelphia. And again, long-standing reputation, probably one of the best and most respected, influential restaurants, Italian restaurants in the country. And the cool thing is he's, of course, now expanded over to Las Vegas. So I think he's going to kind of expand in a sense of becoming a more national name. And I think that might have a play into his potential on the Outstanding Chef. You do have to remember his only JBA was in James Beard Award was in 2005 as Best Chef in the Mid-Atlantic. And I think he's worked his way into this kind of final position. So lots to look at as we consider the finalists coming up here on the James Beard Awards. But those are my picks. I think, if you, like I said, if you want to see the full list, check out the blog. There's a lot more of ones to watch.